Hello, and welcome to another flight on Explained. And today we are doing something a little bit different from my previous videos. I'm not sure if you can tell, but the graphic settings are a lot better, and that is because I have received my new graphics card. So previously I was using the GTX 970 4 GB of VRAM. I've upgraded to the or the RTX. Let me double check. Yes, it is the RTX 2060 Super that comes with a 8 GB of VRAM, and it is overclock as well. So even though I don't think I've bumped up the graphic settings too much, but it does make a difference when you look at the graphics over here. On my previous graphics card, you definitely would see all this texture blurred out because the 4 GB graphics card just cannot handle it. So I'll just show you my graphics settings. So on visual effects, I had it on medium, now it's on high. Texture quality on medium, now it's on high. Anti-aliasing, it was on, I think it's 2 times, now it's 4 times. And I didn't have shadow, now I have shadow. And over here, were objects and reflection, I have it on the same, so it's low, and yeah, of course using Vulkan. And then everything else is the same. Um, I did change my monitor to 100 Hertz because before I was using DisplayPort, which only support 60 frame, I mean 60 Hertz. So I've changed it to my HDMI cable and run it at 100 Hertz. I'm not sure if it makes a difference on the simulator, but it should be a little bit smoother as well. So yes, we are back here in Los Angeles, LAX, and today we are flying the Zibo 737 from LAX to Salt Lake. And I do have the latest version of the Zibo, which is 3.41. They have just released this yesterday, I believe. So my frame rate is about 30 to 35 frames out here, and about it's jumping a little bit, but I would say average of about 30 frames in the cockpit, and it is less stuttering. All the textures are loaded. Previously, like the throttle, you can see it's like blurred out, but yeah, now it's very clear, so that is good. And let me check what time is our flight because I didn't set the time. And my browser just crashed, so um, I'll try to pull it up on my other computer, on my Mac, and try to get our flight details. Alright, it just reloaded. Okay. So departure time is 1700 Pacific Daylight. So we can go ahead. Not that one. We'll go here and just move it a little bit towards here. That should be fine. As you can see, we have already loaded up our flight information. So I only need to put in our seat star and we should be good to go. So let's load the passengers, and then we will plan for the pushback. So pushback, we will go here, push over to here. That's good enough.
Call me through the menu when you are ready.
There's a little bit of stuttering right now. I think because, yeah, it does run quite a bit of um, VRAM, so I'm not sure if I want to. I think once we push back and taxi out, because it's the terminal that's using a lot of VRAM, but once we push back and taxi out, we should be fine. So let's just request the tuck and start the APU.
Guys, the Leo's on board.
Right. We were supposed to do something, or I was supposed to do something, but I don't remember what. Let's just go ahead and do our sit star. So sit, we have um, Okka 4. So that's this one. We are using 25 right for our departure. For arrivals, we are using
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
Delta 5,
Ready to connect.
and we are transitioning on MLF, landing on 16 right. And I don't think we need um, that fence or GD. Those are probably quite far out. Yep, we don't really need those. So the original flight plan is to fly to, I can't see that waypoint. We are supposed to go all the way out and then come back, but we'll do a shortcut. It should be showing up here on
So
the
connected and bypass then inserted. Release parking brake.
on the plan page. So if I do that and come over to here, yep. So as you can see, it goes all the way out. Oh, yeah, because I didn't set the extended line. So we are going to be coming out here and then make a right turn into Beehive. So that is manual vectoring since Roy, or I don't know how you say that, RROYY, that's like over here, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, that's Creeper, so I think that's Roy. Yeah, so we'll just fly a little bit longer, make a right turn into base. Yeah, so we'll do a manual vectoring, that's fine. And for our plan, we are coming out of 25, make a left turn. So that's vector as well. So left turn, and then we will join Clerp. Or otherwise we can go direct to Kicks. I apologize if I say those things wrong. I'm bad with pronunciations, so forgive me if I don't pronounce things correctly. But we have AC, so that's good. Let's go ahead and turn on our anti-collision lights. Let's just pretend we have loaded up. Disconnect the GPU. Doors are locked. And we are pretty much good to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, let's turn off the parking brakes and let's get going.
And you may start engines.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuttering when especially when I'm looking at the terminal. But looking back out here, it's alright. So yeah, it's the terminal that using a lot of my VRAM, but that's fine. We will look somewhere else. Everything else looks good up here. We have 40 psi on our duct pressure, and we are clear-ish. Well, we are sort of clear left, so we can probably start the left engine. Let's go ahead and start the left engine. So we have N2 EGT N1 oil pressure. Our heading is 251, so set that to 251, 251, and 251, and we can continue our climb. Oh, hold on. There's a 3000 limit here at Doctor. Where is that? Oh, that's like up there.
Operation complete.
Uh,
Set parking brake.
Alright, let's set our parking brake first.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I don't think we can go past 3000 there, but I'm not sure. So maybe just put it to 3000 for now, just in case. Where is our runway? Oops, wrong button. Alright, so 25, holy moly, that's a long way away. Um, Alright, we can try to taxi with one engine. If it's not powerful enough, we will start the other one.
Tow is disconnected and bike capstan has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Actually, we can change the runway to 2-4 right. That will just shorten out our taxi. I mean, they would be using both of the runways anyway. So let's go ahead and change that to 4 right. There. And I think those are same, so that's alright. Pushback is clear, so let's start number 2 and we are clear right. So we have N2 EGT N1 oil pressure. And trim 3.75. So that's about there, I think. That should be alright. We have two good engines, so switch over to the bust, turn that off, turn that on, continuous, turn off the APU, and I think we are pretty much good to go. So let's do our rudder check. Full left, full right, and neutral, brakes off, and let's get going. and turn on our lights as well. Forgot to turn on the clock. Flaps 5. We'll just go heading select. There's still a little bit of stuttering over there, but over here seems to be pretty smooth. So we will taxi over to the next, what's that, Echo? Yeah, and then make a right turn into Echo, and then make a left turn. I think that's the one over here, and approach is clear.
Approaching 2-4 left.
Alright, let's turn that to TARA. Alright, and we will stop over here and wait for the cabin safety announcement to finish up, and then we can get going. So while we are waiting over here, oh, I think, oh, it's still going? Yeah, I think it's still going. Okay. While we are waiting over here, let's just make sure that everything is a-okay. So config is check. Flaps 5 green, trim 3.75 check. Takeoff briefing is done. Cabin, I think the announcement is done. So let's tell them to take their seats. And we have a pretty long runway, I think, but it says 9,000 feet, so we'll just turn the packs off. And then MCP is set. We're on heading select, and then transponder on TRA, strobes on, landing lights can come on soon. I'll just go and turn off the cabin light. There we go. Alright, approach is clear, runway is clear, brakes off. Let's get going, and as per usual, I'll leave you all here. I'll put my mic down, and I'll come back to you for our approach briefing once we get closer to Salt Lake. So enjoy the takeoff.
Approaching 2-4 right. On runway 2-4 right.
400. 1,000. 1,000 to go. 5,000 to go.
Alright, as you can see, we are already started our descent. We are currently at flight level, not flight level, 14,000 feet. We are going to be using runway 16 right for our landing. And as you can see, we have already done our performance landing. And we are going to be using brakes number 2. We are going to be vacating roughly just after halfway down the runway. If it is acting a little bit weird, that's because I've speed up the sim, so it may look a little bit weird. Let's turn on the terrain radar because the terrain here is pretty high. So we have approach course of 164 and we have um, localizer frequency 111.9er. Um, Identification is India Uniform Alpha Tango, which is the same over here. Our approach speed is going to be 146. Mid approach, we are going to climb to 4,800, then make a right turn, continue climb to 8,100 on the heading of 300, and on the Watash VOR, radio 249 to Starco, and hold. So basically, climb up to 4,800, make a right turn, continue climb 8,100. Our minimums today will be 4423. Oops. There we go, set 4423. Alright, we are on vectors very soon. Oh, actually, Roy is like way over there, so that's not where we want to go. But we'll continue on this heading, and then we'll make a right turn to join Beehive at 7,500 feet or below, so we can actually start our descent right now. And we will also slow down to 250 knots. So assuming cabin is secure and we are ready for landing, Alright, descent checklist pressure, landing altitude 4 to 50, set NTI is not required, approach briefing and fuel we have just over 3 tons, so we have sufficient fuel. Speeds we have 141 plus 5, 146. Instruments check, we have 111.9er and a cost of 164. And approach 8 is check and set.
Thousand to go.
Check. We will make the right turn now. And we probably will be overshooting it. And given that we have wind coming that way, so we may have to do about 130 at least. Turning radius to 30 degrees. And set that to beehive. And we will just dim the cabin lights for landing. And we have the runway in sight. Localizer is alive. Vorlock, and we have glide slope on standby. Glide slope is alive. Let's back our speed down. So we are about 13 miles away, so we are still pretty far. We are going to keep on the flaps up speed for now, and we will put down the flaps once we get about 10 miles. And glide slope should be coming in right now. Alright, we are 10 miles, let's go flaps 1. And we can arm the speed brake. Flaps 2.
2500.
And flaps 5. Gear down. Flaps 10. And flaps 15. Flaps 25. One 46 is our speed. Flaps 30. Flaps 30, green
1,000.
light. Gear down 3 green. Speed brake is on. And I'm just trying to align the HUD here, so bear with me. It's really hard to get right. Okay,
Approaching.
that's about
1,
right.
6 right.
Is our landing lights on? Yes it is. Alright, I'll leave you all here and I'll come back to you once we have landed.
500.
Approaching. Runways.
400.
Approaching. 1, 6 right.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Long landing. Long landing. 9,000 feet remaining.
Knots.
Alright, so I don't know if it's just me or the airport looks a bit weird. It seems like the airport is not installed, well, should be installed correctly, but the airport just looks a bit weird. Um, but anyway, that was a good landing. APU is on, and the stuttering is quite severe over here. Alright, we'll just taxi up to this terminal and we'll just park over here. I'm not sure why it is stuttering so much, given that this is just a Lego brick building. Um, I'm not sure if it's because of my high texture settings, so I'll have to play around and yeah, see what the issue is. But I think we'll just park over here. There isn't really a gate anyway, so we can just sort of park anywhere. But yeah, if you enjoy this flight, feel free to give me a thumbs up. That will be very much appreciated. And feel free to check out my other videos. They are on my YouTube playlist, Explain 11. You can find all my other videos over there. And check out my travel blog as well. It's travelwithdamo.me. I'll put a link in the description and on the end screen so you can check it out if you want. And I will appreciate if you enjoy the content, share it with your friends and family as well. I have like reviews for airlines and hotels and some travel tips. So if you are into those things, definitely go check it out. What are we doing here? Oh, okay. So shut down the engines. And I have launched my travel concierge service as well, so check that out. Um, the link and information will be on my blog, so um, yeah, I would appreciate any support. And if you have any suggestions, any feedback on the videos, um, any interesting roads that you think I should fly or check out, put them down in the comments below. I do read every one of the comments, and if you have any questions that or any sort of like help you think you need, you can put down in the comments below, and I'll try to help you out as much as possible. But yeah, other than that, we have already completed our shutdowns, I think. So let's go ahead and check out the replay. A
On
little
runway
bit further back.
16 right, flaps, flaps.
2500.
And let's go to the exterior view. I'll put the volume down because it gets a little bit too loud out here. I mean, this was a good landing, given that it is a pretty high altitude airport. And I think we bounce a little bit, isn't it? And some crosswind on the left as well. Yeah, we bounce once. And I held on to the nose a little bit too long, so our nose gear actually came down pretty late, as you can see from the replay just now. Let's have a look from the passenger view. That's pretty good. I like the spoilers animation. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hope you enjoy it, and then I'll see you all on my next video. Now that I have my new graphics card, I'll be playing quite a bit just to play around with the settings and stuff. So yeah, I'll see you all on the next video, and yeah, stay safe.